That this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. And you can follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. And now the news in detail. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to prioritizing economic reforms which promote inclusive growth and bridge financial gaps across the country. Vice President Kashim Shettima made this known at the inauguration ceremony of the Presidential Committee on Economic and Financial Inclusion, calling on all stakeholders to support government's effort at bridging financial gaps for millions of unbanked citizens. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
It's another milestone in the transformative impact of the federal government's commitment to achieving a $1 trillion economy by 2030. Since the launch of the Financial Inclusion Strategy in 2012, inclusion rates have improved from 60.3% to 74% as of 2023.
This event marks a significant step forward in institutionalizing economic and financial inclusion as a central pillar of our national development agenda. The Presidential Committee will operate through a governance committee and a technical committee, supported by a dedicated implementation secretariat and technical and research advisors. This structure ensures that our approach is not only robust but also adaptable to evolving challenges and opportunities in financial and economic inclusion.
The inauguration of this committee and the formalization of investment commitment reinforce President Tinubu's pledge to an inclusive economy.
And I represent the entire security sector of Nigeria, the intelligence community, the law enforcement. We believe this is a game changer in our country. It has worked in so many countries. We see what is going on. This is what is needed, Mr. Vice President, for us to really count the blessings of the reforms taking place today.
I indeed consider this as a call to national service, and I pledge to devote my utmost best to ensure the actualization of this noble objective.
Today, I think there are many other areas we need to look into, and also to strengthen the institutions that are working around financial services sector in Nigeria. Having said that, I want to also give my own support and assurance that I will support this 100%.
We serve as a platform for strengthening strategic collaborations among public institutions, private sectors, as well as development partners. These collaborations will be critical, to the success of the ASO Accord, as all stakeholders must unite their effort, to foster an environment where innovation, inclusivity, sustainable growth can actually thrive.
The event also witnessed the signing of an investment agreement by private sector stakeholders to provide the foundational infrastructure needed for the full operationalization of the ASO Accord initiative.
And we're very on board to give you all the necessary support.
Other stakeholders at the inauguration described the project as Nigeria's journey towards inclusive growth and the attainment of $1 trillion economy. Collaboration will be critical to the actualization of the set objectives. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Next, we're talking prospects of investment in the mining sector by investors from the Republic of Venezuela. And this topped discussions between the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, and the Venezuelan Deputy Minister of Mining, Alejandro Martinez, on the sidelines of the ongoing mining endeavor in Cape Town, South Africa. Dele Alake notes that both countries have had a fair share of political and economic challenges, and there is need to cooperate to explore their resources in a sustainable manner. The minister has invited Venezuela to join a new coalition of African, Asian, and Middle Eastern countries in mining. Named the Super Region, it was formed to ensure trade among members and take advantage of opportunities.
So we need to look at areas of collaboration so that to concretize it, we must study what you require that you don't have. that we have, what we require that we don't have, that you have. And then we can exchange properly and then create a roadmap for actualizing these our objectives to the benefit of both countries.
The Venezuelan Deputy Minister of Mining Martinez commends Alake for his understanding of the peculiar similarities of both oil-producing countries now seeking alternatives for their economies in the solid minerals sector. The Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, has taken a significant step by presenting making machines to trainees to promote sustainable energy solutions and reduce unemployment among young people. The presentation ceremony, which took place at the NEDC headquarters, Maiduguri, was performed by the Managing Director of the Commission, Mohammed Guni Al-Ghali. Fatima Isa reports.
These trainees who have undergone training on briquettes production, courtesy of the NEDC, will now have the opportunity to put their skills into practice using the machines. The Managing Director, NEDC, Mohammed Goni Al-Kali, emphasized the importance of empowering youth with skills and resources to become self-sufficient and contribute to the region's economic development.
You can see we have trained people to go and do something for their benefit, as well as also we've also done what we call a backward integration to get people who can do the machine for them locally here.
It was an intensive training that was done for 1 week, and it has a lot of modules that covers a lot of theoretical aspects.
The briquettes making machines are designed to convert waste biomass into high-quality briquettes, which can be used as a clean and efficient source of energy.
I really appreciate the gift we collected because we have been expecting it for a very long time.
The presentation of briquettes making machines to the trainee marks a significant milestone in the NEDC efforts to empower youth and promote sustainable energy solution. In Maiduguri, Fatima Isa, NTA News.
Next, we're beaming the searchlight on water transportation, and 28 out of Nigeria's 36 states have navigable waterways, highlighting the potential of water transportation to ease congestion on land. However, frequent boat mishaps pose a challenge in water transportation. Jonathan Omajali examines the urgent need for collective effort to enhance safety in the nation's waterways.
Nigeria, according to the National Inland Waterways Authority, has about 10,000 kilometers of waterways that can provide all year-round navigation for transportation of bulk cargoes and passengers. However, these same waterways have also been a source of tragedies, turning what should have been a blessing into sorrows for many. In November 2024, Kogi State was plunged into mourning when the boat carrying commuters, mostly farmers and traders traveling to a weekly market in Kacha, Niger State, capsized, claiming 22 lives. Between January and December 2024, at least 10 states, including Lagos, Rivers, Anambra and Jigawa, experienced boat accidents.
And we know out of the major 3 causes of boat mishap, which is the human, mechanical sometimes, and the weather. But out of it, we discovered that 90% of the boat mishap recorded last year was due to human error.
In response, the recent management meeting by the National Inland Waterways Authority in Lokoja focused on addressing these challenges, with officials committing to improve safety on Nigeria's waterway through collective efforts.
Your safety intervention at a particular time, even as a director of administration, will save millions of people.
Nigeria's waterways are valuable national assets, but adequate measures must be implemented to ensure the safety of lives. In Lokoja, Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
This is the Network News on NTA. We'll take a break now. When we return, an expert will join us to shine the X-ray on this issue. Just before the break, we took a report on water transportation highlighting boat mishaps. And joining us via Zoom to address some of the questions raised in that report is the technical advisor to the Managing Director of NIWA, Dr. Wale Tijani. Thank you for joining NTA News, Doctor.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to join you tonight.
Now, Doctor, let's dive right in. Let's begin with the challenges that NIWA has identified with the current water transportation system, which has led to the recurring tragedies on the nation's inland waterways. And again, what concrete measures is government taking to address these lapses?
Thank you for that. From our end here, based on experience, we have discovered that top on our list is the attitude of the water transporters. By that, I mean the operators, the boat operators mainly. If you listen to the MD recently during his media rounds, he mentioned that more than 90% of considered factors of accident on inland waterways actually due to human errors. We noted that the attitude of the operators to safety precautions need to be improved and better than what we have. That's the greatest challenge that we have. We have also noted that a lot of crafts being used are old, they are aged crafts on the inland waterways. That we know the challenges when it comes to that as well. The economy of those operators are things that could be better. So these two factors are very important, and we are tackling them by various activities from our end.
All right, so how do you intend to enforce and monitor some of these action plans, and what role will emerging technologies play in averting some of these disasters?
Well, thank you. In terms of the poor attitude to in 2024, for example, NIWA was very tough when it comes to sensitization. We were very, very, very keen on ensuring that people actually get the needed information. One of the mantras of the MD is that if you don't train them, don't blame them. So apart from sensitization, we're also going to be high on training to ensure that people know what they should do per time. They should know what they should carry per time, and they should realize and recognize the importance of being safety conscious. In terms of technology, before now, NIWA has what we call safety and rescue points. This in 2024, we have been able to resuscitate 7 of these points across our operational basis. We are going to increase on this. Surveillance will equally increase. We are deploying digital technology to ensure that real time, those flash points, we are going to monitor what is happening across the loading and offloading points as we proceed in 2025.
Okay, well then what about the boat operators? What penalties or sanctions will be imposed on those found negligent or non-compliant with safety regulations? And does NIWA also intend to acquaint some of them with these emerging technologies?
Well, in 2024, towards the end of 2024, we intensify our effort as regards sensitization tool on the 2023 as Water Transportation Code. We have ensured that these have been distributed across board. We have reduced some of them to audio materials for people to listen to in their various local languages to ensure that they are not ignorant of what they needed to do. We are meeting with them regularly. In the just concluded retreat at Lokoja, a lot of them were in attendance, their representatives were there, and we unveiled the plans for 2025. And so we are working together on this to ensure that all of us are actually achieving the same goal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tijani. I've been speaking with the technical advisor to the MD NIWA in the person of Dr. Wale Tijani, talking about what NIWA is doing to ensure safety on the waterways. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
The Renewed Hope Youth Strategic Agenda 2025 to 2027 has been presented to development partners hinged on 3 pillars. The Youth Development Agenda is expected to unlock the potential of Nigerian youth for economic growth. Olainka Ojo tells us what these pillars are.
Going by available statistics, more than 70% of Nigeria's population fall within the youth age bracket. This productive and vibrant mass presents great opportunities for social economic growth and development in spite of their challenges.
One of the major reasons why a lot of people remain unemployed because they don't have the skill required by the industry.
And this is why this engagement with development partners and donor agencies on how best to address their challenges for a productive future is in place. With focus on governance and system strengthening, human capital development, jobs, skills and innovation, the goal and outcome, according to the Youth Minister, is to reduce unemployment rates, ensure an increase in the number of youths.
Your partnership is crucial in helping us to close the gap.
For development partners and other key stakeholders, every project that is of benefit to youths will be accorded the necessary support for a brighter future.
We are confident that impactful programs will come up.
The African Development Bank is very much interested in youth development. As a matter of fact, we are actually anchoring some projects currently.
The National Assembly is on all fours with the program and the projects of the ministry.
Key players say Nigeria must start now if it is to achieve the transformative agenda of the present administration of repositioning youths and catalyze them into change agents. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
While the Federal Road Safety Corps has activated the penalty point system to strengthen compliance with traffic regulations, Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Shehu Mohammed ordered the activation with the goal of reducing road traffic crashes and promoting safe driving practices. The system is designed to track and penalize drivers who commit traffic offenses. The Corps Marshal also revealed that drivers who accumulate between 10 and 14 points will receive a warning notification, signifying that the driver should desist from violating traffic regulations. But when the driver accumulates between 15 to 20 points, the driver's license will be suspended, signifying a temporary withdrawal of rights to drive in Nigeria. The driver's license finally gets withdrawn when the driver accumulates 21 points, indicating that the driver's right to drive on Nigerian roads is totally taken away or denied. The penalty point system is a proven method of enforcing traffic laws as it assigns points to drivers for various traffic offenses. On the education front, the Registrar Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Isaac Oloyede, wants CBT computer-based test centers across the country to comply with JAMB's regulations to avert irregularities which could hinder candidates' registration. Professor Oloyede made the call during an unscheduled visit to CBT centers in Ilorin, Kwara State, where he inspected the ongoing JAMB registration. Aisha Abubakar Yahya reports.
The unscheduled visit to accredited computer-based test centers where UTME registration exercise is ongoing by JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede started from Ilorin JAMB office through to College of Education, Al-Hikmah University, and terminated at University of Ilorin.
Going around, I think I'm very proud of those on the field, the CBT centers, my staff in JAMB, everybody involved. I think it is better by far.
Professor Ishaq Oloyede explained that the inspection is to ensure candidates do not only have confidence in the system, but to also increase their trust in government as a whole. At all the places visited, Professor Oloyede was satisfied with the exercise and warned the centers to continue to adhere strictly to the JAMB's laid down rules and regulations as regards the registration exercise.
We have dedicated and determined staff, and people know that we will not take anything less than standard. I myself, you can see me smiling with most of them, no quarreling, because I believe they have done very well.
As at Monday, 10th of February, a total of 420,674 candidates have so far registered across the country. The registration exercise is expected to end on 5th of March 2025. Aisha Abubakar Yahya, NTA News.
And from Kwara, we head to Jigawa State, where Governor Umar Namadi has inaugurated the newly constructed 9.5-kilometer Auyo to Ayama Road. The project, executed at a cost of 3.4 billion naira, is expected to enhance connectivity and boost economic activities in the region. Muhammad Musa Askira reports that the governor was joined by the Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, who is the immediate past governor of the state.
The flagging off of the road projects linking 6 agrarian villages in Auyo local government area of Jigawa State, residents believe will turn around the economic fortunes of the areas. The commissioning of Auyo to Ayama Road, according to the special guest of honor at the event and Minister of Defense Muhammad Badru Abubakar, has marked another step in the state's efforts to improve infrastructure. Nothing that, reinforced with hydraulic structures to prevent impacts of flooding, the project will benefit residents for years to come.
One of the contributing factors toward the impressive performance of the state is our expanse of road networks, which immensely contributed to the economic growth and socio-economic well-being of our people.
Recall that Jigawa State government, in an unprecedented move last year, awarded contracts for the construction of 47 new road projects covering a distance of over 977 kilometers to be executed at the cost of over 304 billion naira.
His Excellency also approved the commissioning of civil engineering consultancy firm for the supervision of this 47 number of projects, a total consultancy of 4 billion naira.
These include 17 regional roads, 15 feeder roads, 8 township roads, and 8 roads to be rehabilitated. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA.
The Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja, has adjourned the trial of the leader of the proscribed IPOB group, Nnamdi Kanu, indefinitely. At the resumed trial, prosecuting counsel Adeboyega Awomolo SAN informed the court of being ready for the commencement of trial, but defense counsel Aloy Ejimako objected on the grounds that the judge had already recused herself from the trial. Justice Binta Nyako informed parties that the Chief Judge of the High Court has not approved her recusal, but if the defense wants her to step aside, they should apply to the court formally. Nnamdi Kanu, who asked his counsel to step down from representing him, took over the case himself, defended himself, arguing that he would not apply. Rather, the court should appeal the court order, citing the recusal of the presiding judge over his case. Kanu, who argued that a memo from the chief judge cannot override court order, also accused Justice Nyako of being biased against him and should not preside over the matter. Due to the melodrama between the prosecution counsel and Kanu, Justice Nyako adjourned the case indefinitely.
So we await the day that this case will be recalendared before a new judge to try it. We're not afraid of trial.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu congratulates Dr. Olajide Idris, the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, on his 70th birthday. President Tinubu commends Dr. Idris for his contributions to strengthening Nigeria's public health care system and improving the country's pandemic response efforts. As a former Commissioner for Health in Lagos State, Dr. Idris was pivotal to shaping the state's health policies and programs. The president recalls his leadership as head of the Lagos State response team during the country's Ebola virus outbreak, a role in which his professionalism and dedication saved many lives. President Tinubu believes that under the good doctor's stewardship, the NCDC will continue to play a pivotal role in protecting Nigerians from infectious diseases. The president wishes him continued good health, joy, and the fulfillment of his dreams. It's time to join Hingino in Lagos for more reports from that axis. Hingino.
Thank you, Naja, and welcome to Lagos. In an attempt to address the challenges caused by health workforce migration, President Bola Tinubu recently approved the extension of retirement age for doctors and health workers from 60 to 65 years. This is part of his commitment to prioritizing and improving the nation's health sector. Adejoke Odeka reports that many say the policy will make great impact on the sector.
The recent extension of retirement age for doctors and health workers by President Bola Tinubu is aimed at addressing shortage of medical personnel in Nigeria, and many believe is a crucial development.
It will help the industry to grow more, mostly to retain the advanced people when it comes to training.
If my dad is a doctor and is still serving Ada, is serving the nation Ada, instead of just staying out and not working, I think it's a nice opinion, it's a nice move.
Physicians across the federation say the approval of the increase in the retirement age for doctors and health workers is a step in the right direction, as it will help address the medical personnel gap in the country and brain drain.
With the increase in the retirement age to 65, it is going to address some of the problems of understaffing, because it means that the doctors who are supposed to leave the service now have a few more years to put in. Some people may decide to relocate from overseas to Nigeria and then they join the civil service at a much later age.
Because they are staying back for like 5 years in the system, it's going to help the continuation of healthcare provision to the general public. And it's also going to serve as a mentoring for the younger professionals that are coming up into the sector.
Medical experts believe the move will have positive impact in improving the country's health sector. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
And away from health, abuse of data and other unwholesome methods used by online loan companies to recover debt have become a cause for concern, with recent breach of data by a loan app that posted pictures of defaulters on social media. Joel Pupola reports that Lagos residents urged relevant authorities to once again clamp down on these loan sharks to curtail their nefarious activities.
One of my colleagues that borrowed money, and they had to tell me that if I don't tell my colleague to pay, that I'm going to die. Me that don't know anything about the money, I'm going to die. And I was like, this thing is not right. It's not actually right.
Princess, a fresh graduate who is working as a freelancer, narrating our ordeal with an online loan app that threatened her life for a transaction she knew nothing about. Her case is not different from the experiences of many Lagos residents whose privacy have been breached by these companies, who usually launch online smear campaigns, threats, and cyberbullying to get their money.
I've also been embarrassed in the past before when somebody went to take a loan from them and put my account details. Now, they don't call you to ask you. They don't call you to know whether you sanctioned the loan or not. I'm not a guarantor. So why are they calling me to say this person has not paid them or refunded their loan, and the person has my name as one of the contacts? I think it's embarrassing.
Respondents believe Nigerians who are in the habit of defaulting on agreements should also be mindful of the consequences of their actions.
When you take loan and you change your address, they are calling you, don't pay. You know, all those are, they have no collateral means of recovery. So that is the only means we feel that when they embarrass you, you pay.
The Nigerian Data Protection Commission says it is on top of the situation.
We are on them. We will have a national committee now working on that, made up of most regulators in the tech ecosystem, and even with law enforcement agents working together to ensure that we arrest that. And it has really reduced now, but there was a time that we had to carry out some clampdown on them. But now they are coming up again, but we're after them.
Nigerians were also advised to protect their data and guard it jealously. In Lagos, Joel Bupola, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Network News continues in Abuja after this break.
A stern warning against human rights abuse. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has issued a strong warning to officers against human rights violations and misconduct within the force. This was during a virtual meeting with strategic police managers, where the IGP reiterated the need for professionalism and adherence to ethical policing standards. Mr. Egbetokun emphasized that any act infringing on citizens' rights would be met with strict disciplinary measures. The IGP also condemned reports of police misconduct received through the force's complaint channels, stressing that officers must respect human rights in all engagements, and cautions tactical squads against misuse of power, improper dressing, and unauthorized transfer of cases, which he describes as unprofessional and detrimental to the justice system. The IGP has also mandated all police operatives to wear approved uniforms and refrain from carrying assault rifles while in civilian attire. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has declared 4 associates of Lagos drug kingpin Alhaji Suleiman Aremu Ganiu, also known as Barry Shine, wanted for their involvement in multiple drug trafficking activities for which Barry Shine is currently facing criminal charges in court. A statement by NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi says the order to declare them wanted was granted by Justice Akintayo Aluko of the Federal High Court, Lagos. Those declared wanted include Olariwaju Ramon Abdullahi, also known as Alhaji Loyinbo, Oluwafemi Akonde Abidoye, also known as Baba Eje Adeiwaya and Femi Iwaya, Olumuyiwa Olufemi Ilori, also known as Murphy, and Kafi Bakari Buki of Kafi Travels. The statement says anyone with credible information as to their whereabouts should contact the nearest NDLEA criminal, the NDLEA command rather, or call its toll-free helpline 0800 102 03040. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and some PDP stalwarts have held a private meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo at his presidential library in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Yemi Dalemo reports that the former Vice President said the visit has nothing to do with the 2027 general election.
Led by former vice presidents and presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party in the last general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, other PDP stalwarts who met with former President Olusegun Obasanjo include the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, Senator representing Bauchi Central, Abdul Ahmed Ningi, former Governor of Cross River State, Senator Leye Imoke, and Obasanjo's personal friend Otumba Oyewole Fashawe, among others. The delegation went into a closed-door meeting with the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and the meeting lasted over 2 hours. At the end of the meeting, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar told journalists that the visit had nothing to do with the 2027 general elections, as it was purely a courtesy visit.
It's a courtesy visit, please. Is this related to I'm not going to talk about politics, please. All right. Thank you. Is this connected to
In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
All right, it's time to join our business desk where Musa is standing by with updates. Musa?
Thank you, Najal. Let's bring you up to speed with business development. The federal government is finalizing plans to ensuring the implementation of a growth plan that will ensure industry expansion, technological innovation, and economic resilience. This is as the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, alongside CEOs of the 20 agencies under the ministry, with the theme accelerating diversification to rebuild prosperity. Stakeholders believe that it is a time to move Nigeria from an import-dependent economy to an innovation-driven industrial hub
that fosters teamwork, innovation, and chart a pathway to excellence.
Looking at 2025 and beyond, I think we are charged with something that is urgent and strategic, a mission that calls on us in terms of accelerating our industrialization, to rebuild the prosperity that I think that we all need as a country.
To our private sector stakeholders, impact means businesses operating in Nigeria would find it progressively easier to start and grow their businesses and their return on investment for their owners. So the road ahead As we begin the year, we are committed to delivering measurable impact with renewed energy and determination.
The federal government, through the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Morphe, has launched the 100 billion naira Series 2 offering under the Morphe Real Estate Investment Fund. The initiative, designed to address the country's critical housing deficit, prioritizes affordable mortgage financing with repayment tenures of up to 25 years and interest rates targeted at 11 to 12%, which is lower than the prevailing commercial rates. At the official launch of Series 2, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Eduni, emphasized the importance of private sector involvement in expanding the housing sector, as the target is to build 1 million new homes a year.
Billion naira issuance and fundraising, which will complete a 250 billion naira amount, which will then immediately be put to use, providing low interest.
What we're doing here is to create an instrument that makes investors comfortable to channel a lot more resources into the housing sector so we can begin to bridge that housing gap.
Also, equities market, the Nigerian stock market ended today's trading session in negative territory as the all-share index declined to 105,891.33 points, reflecting a bearish performance. Market activity remained significant with a total volume of 567.29 million shares traded in 17,843 deals, valued at 10.41 billion naira. Despite the downturn, the total equity capitalization stood at 66.07 trillion naira, indicating sustained market depth. The negative close highlights prevailing investor caution, with an analyst closely monitoring market trends for possible recovery in the coming sessions. Secure Electronic Technology recorded the highest volume of 84.1 million traded shares, followed by Fidelity Bank, Access Holdings, and UPDC. Well, that's business news. The news continues after the break.
Your journey. In time for sports update with Badi. Over to you, Badi.
Many thanks, Najato. Now let's begin with hockey, as Qatar Stars' James Samaila has emerged the overall highest goal scorer at the just concluded Africa Club Cup for Championship in Egypt. Nigeria's representatives, Qatar Stars and Qatar Queens, who were given a rousing welcome at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, gave good account of themselves, with the Queens clinching the bronze medal of the Women's Championship. The team's coaching crew believes there is room for improvement.
We planned to clinch the gold medal, but at the end of the day, we fall short. We got bronze medal. We still thank and appreciate God for giving us the bronze medal too. It's not really an easy task. The weather, whatever we call it, the journey, the stress. I think the girls did a lot of good things. Wonderful performance from them.
Really, it's not our wish. That's the truth. We didn't plan for this, and then as the game we have the bronze. We still appreciate God for.
5 clubs represented Nigeria at the championship. Now let's move to tennis, as Daria Kasatkina delivered a vintage display to outclass her opponent Polina Kudermetova 6-love, 6-love in just 42 minutes at the WTA 1000 in Doha. While it goes down as one of the quickest WTA matches ever, it is Kasatkina's second 6-love, 6-love win of her career after she defeated Lili Miyazaki by the same scoreline at Wimbledon last year. With another 6-love, 6-love victory, she will get a hat-trick of such wins. That's a bit on sports. Let's now return to Najato.
You have to say that's impressive, Badi. Thank you. President Bola Tinubu expresses profound sorrow over the passing of Sheikh Modibo Ibrahim Dawari, a renowned Islamic scholar from Adamawa State. Dawari was a respected leader of the Tijaniya sect and spent his lifetime imparting knowledge, guiding and shaping the minds of many individuals. President Tinubu extols Sheikh Dawari's humility, piety and devotion to scholarship and describes his passing as a painful loss for his family, community and Nigeria as a whole. The President extends his condolences to Adamawa State Government, the late scholar's family and his followers, praying that God grants him peace and mercy in the hereafter, as Sheikh Dawari's legacy will continue to inspire many, reminding them of the impact of faith, knowledge and selfless service to humanity. And on that note, we conclude the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of the bulletin. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.